They fucking growl. I'm not kidding you when I say this. They fucking growl.
I've never heard it, but I've heard of it.
I'm pretty sure I can probably get YouTube on here. I can try to pull it up. If you guys can.
But I remember looking into that there was a full-on war, like with guns, against cassowaries.
If you want an idea of what dinosaurs might have looked like, let's see if we can try to find it. Like maybe in a short. I definitely saw it on TikTok at one point.
Yeah. Which is funny that because like I brought that up. So it's Australia. I'm pretty sure it was Australia went to war with these giant flightless birds, and not once did they go to war with the T-Rex deer thing.
The kangaroo.
The kangaroo. Yeah. Not once did they ever.
I still cannot get over the fact that you
input urinal kangaroo thought or input urinal thought kangaroo here. This image that's showing right now.
Mm-hmm. So we'll play again. Bear with me. Let's see. Can you guys hear it through the? You guys get feedback.
Ugh. Ugh.
It sounds way worse than that. Like, that is what I think a T-Rex might have sound like. You really want to hear a crazy bird? Look up the Australian bustard.
Bustard?
Yeah, Bustard. This bird literally roars.
I've never in a million years heard of this bird. But it sounds like it would go great on a burger.
I don't know exactly what.
Would you like some mustard on your bustard? Haha, it's my one dumb joke you get today. Comedy.
But yeah, like I said, the male mating call for this thing, it sounds like a legit. This is what I think dinosaurs would have sounded like.
Yeah.
If it will load, you have to bear with me, folks. Again, like our internet's kind of slow here.
Since I got onto my extreme metal vocal journey, if you want to call it that, now that I have heard Alex Terrible singing, that's just what I imagine that bears would sound like if they spoke English. So
I apologize, folks. It's going to take a little bit.
yeah, no, basically, I don't know. I don't think I've ever shown you any of like Alex Terrible's music, but Alex Terrible is the vocalist for a band called Slaughter to Prevail. They're from Russia originally. I think they live in California now, but Slaughter to Prevail is made up of a couple of British dudes and a couple of Russian dudes, and Alex's vocalizations are the best description that I have is like they're gutturals.
Okay.
So you have a sound reference. What a guttural sounds like is it's kind of like a scream, but it's not. It's like if you put a pencil in between your teeth and you screamed under the pencil, that would be a guttural.
Okay.
So more of like a foundation.
Okay.
But Alex does this weird thing where he is manipulating the tones, specifically the overtones being thrown up towards his nasal passage with his tongue. So we call it tunneling, that specific vocal technique where you raise the U, make like a U shape with your soft palate, and it turns that into and it's very aggressive.
Okay.
And you were mentioning something about the mask earlier. It's basically throwing the growl into your mask. But his vocal lines, it sounds like a bear. That like kind of grunt that they do.
Yeah, like I said. Yeah, again, you have to bear with, like I said,
modern day T-Rex sounds.
Right.
Because I think, if I remember reading it right, there was like an article, like the actual T-Rex noise would be so low, it would basically just kill you.
It'd be very much infrasonic.
Yeah, it's like you can't really hear it, but you feel it.
So I really can't. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, uh, the dinosaurs sounds that you hear in like Jurassic Park, those big, loud, booming roars. Unfortunately, more than likely would not have happened.
No.
The dinosaurs did not possess that kind of vocalization to do it. However, it is theorized that a lot of dinosaurs obviously did produce a number of sounds, but like the T-Rex would not have like that big booming voice from Jurassic Park. However, a lot of the sounds it would have probably given off would be like a lot of like low grumbling. But again, T-Rex had a whole vast array of air sacs going through its body, which I think would have definitely aided in its.
No. Well, if I remember right, because they compare a lot of dinosaur sounds,
Mhm.
in like the cue of realism, they compare it a lot to like modern lizards,
Yeah.
because a lot of modern lizards don't make any noise at all, or they hiss.
Yeah.
So there isn't necessarily like a roar to it. It
Yeah.
would be more of like a system of sounds that mean this in association.
Like I said, the dinosaurs' closest relatives were birds and
Yeah.
crocodiles. So, like I said, crocodiles usually generate a lot of sound like through their stomachs.
Mhm. It's that grumbling, hissing, that like
Yeah. And then, like I said,
noise.
a lot of birds, some songbirds have syrinxes, which where they get a lot of like their tweets and stuff.
Mhm.
Whereas, like I said, T-Rex didn't have a syrinx, but I'm willing to imply that it probably might have sounded like this Australian bustard. The look, the look that Dirge just gave me was the combination.
That's the closest I can get to it.
Was the combination of astonishment and holy fuck, that's cool.
I want to emulate that sound in a music. Just imagine rolling up on that. Oh my god. It's so bassy.
Yeah. When I first heard, I didn't even know what an Australian bustard was until this year. When I first heard, I'm like, ain't no fucking way it came from that bird. But the males make that sound as like a mating call, so like it's probably about maybe like the size like a common like goose, but it has like a really thick like belly like pouch like underneath its bill, so it produces a lot of like that sound through that. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's fucking terrifying. So yeah, I would not want to roll up on those in Australia. That and the cassowary.
Cassowaries are just scary in general.
They
They're
are
big,
scary.
they're fast.
They have a sickle claw on their foot that could disembowel you.
That's the thing. What is up with Australian wildlife disemboweling things?
Don't get me started on prehistoric Australia. That you think Australia's bad now? Prehistoric Australia was wildlife on steroids and meth. Like
Most of the species that come to mind are ones that could fly, that were like the most terrifying.
yeah.
Like pretty much anything that flies. Like now it's totally opposite. It's everything on the ground that sucks. But back
Yeah.
then it was everything that flew was awful. Didn't they have like a super eagle?
The Haas eagle.
Yeah.
That again, that's something I'm glad is extinct.
Yeah, if I remember right, if the Haas eagle was around right now, it could carry off humans.
Yeah, like small children.
Like,
It had the
big.
basically the Haas eagle hunted the ancient Maori tribes that traveled to New Zealand. It could fly off with like the children essentially. Yeah. There's even tales of it doing so. It used to hunt the moa. Its primary source of food was the moa, and the only reason why the Haas eagle went extinct is because humans hunted the moa to extinction.
Oh, fair. Okay, that
so
makes sense.
We essentially took out their primary source of food, and so it starved itself into extinction.
No.